Have you ever stopped to question why society imposes certain expectations based on gender? In the vast tapestry of human culture, gender norms have been woven into the very fabric of our daily lives. They are unspoken rules that dictate what is considered appropriate behavior for men and women, boys and girls. These norms are so deeply ingrained that often we accept them without question, allowing them to shape our actions, our self-perception, even our dreams and aspirations. Consider how, from a young age, children are funneled into specific roles. Boys are urged to be strong, aggressive, competitive, while girls are guided towards being nurturing, passive, and focused on their physical appearance. This is the traditional view of masculinity and femininity that many of us have been raised with. But have you ever paused to ask, who decided these roles? Are they truly reflective of our nature, or are they merely constructs of a society that prefers order over individuality? These gender norms are not innocuous. They have the power to limit, constrain, and even damage. A boy who wishes to express his emotions may be ridiculed for being unmanly. A girl with leadership skills may be labelled bossy or unladylike. Adults are not exempt either. Men who deviate from the macho stereotype can face social ostracism, while women who assert themselves in the workplace may be met with resistance or even hostility. Yet it's important to remember that these norms are not universal. They vary across cultures and evolve over time. They're not fixed, etched in stone. They are mutable, changeable, and that gives us a glimmer of hope. So let's embark on a journey together, a journey of unlearning and relearning, where we challenge preconceived notions and dare to envision a world that values individuals for who they are, not the gender they were assigned at birth. Now let's delve into these traditional views and see how they measure up. What does it mean to be a real man in the traditional sense? In the classic view of masculinity, certain characteristics are often emphasized. Strength, both physical and emotional, is a cornerstone of this perception. It's an expectation that men should be strong, not only in terms of muscle and physical power, but also in their ability to withstand emotional distress without showing signs of weakness. Stoicism, another facet of traditional masculinity, often goes hand in hand with this notion of strength. The Stoic man is one who keeps his feelings to himself, maintaining a stiff upper lip no matter what life throws at him. This stoicism, while celebrated as a form of emotional resilience, can also be a mask for inner turmoil, suppressing emotions rather than dealing with them healthily. Dominance is another trait often associated with traditional masculinity. The idea that a man should be the alpha, the leader, the one in control, can be quite daunting. This dominance isn't just about physical prowess or power, but it also extends into the domains of intellect, wealth, and social status. Competitiveness, too, is woven into the fabric of traditional masculinity. Men are often expected to compete, to strive for success, to outdo others. Whether it's in sports, academics, or the workplace, this competitiveness can foster a culture of constant comparison and pressure to excel. However, these traditional views of masculinity can be limiting and damaging. They can box men into a rigid definition of what it means to be a man and place undue pressure on them to conform. This pressure can lead to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and even mental health issues. It can also perpetuate harmful behaviors such as aggression and disregard for the feelings of others, all in the name of maintaining a masculine image. It's important to remember that these characteristics, while often associated with masculinity, are human traits, not gender-specific. They can be exhibited by anyone, regardless of gender. These expectations of masculinity can be restrictive, but what about femininity? In contrast, how has society traditionally defined a real woman? For centuries, the conventional notion of femininity has been deeply ingrained in our culture, often tied to nurturing, emotional, submissive, and beauty-focused characteristics. Let's begin with the nurturing aspect. A real woman, as seen through the lens of traditional society, is often assumed to be inherently caring, compassionate, and nurturing. This expectation can often lead to the stereotype that all women should aspire to be mothers, and that their ultimate fulfillment lies in raising a family. While motherhood can indeed be a fulfilling and beautiful journey, it is not the singular path to fulfillment for every woman. Next, we have the emotional tag. women have been stereotypically portrayed as being more emotional or sensitive compared to men. This stereotype can be damaging as it can lead to the invalidation of women's feelings, or worse, used as a way to dismiss their thoughts and ideas as irrational or overly emotional. The submissive trait is another aspect of traditional femininity. Historically, women have been expected to be submissive, soft-spoken and yielding, often to the point of self-sacrifice. This expectation can lead to a power imbalance in relationships and can limit a woman's personal growth and autonomy. Finally, let's talk about the beauty-focused stereotype. Our society often places an undue emphasis on a woman's physical appearance, suggesting that her worth is tied to her beauty. This can result in women feeling pressured to conform to unrealistic beauty standards, which can lead to self-esteem issues and mental health problems. Like with masculinity, these traditional views of femininity can be restrictive and damaging, often leading to the suppression of individuality and self-expression. They can box women into roles and behaviors that may not align with their true selves, impeding their personal growth, self-acceptance, and overall happiness. Both masculinity and femininity have their limitations, don't they? But times are changing, aren't they? As the world steadily spins on its axis, so too does the axis of our social understanding. The rigid, confining boxes of traditional masculinity and femininity are gradually being dismantled as we begin to understand and accept the fluidity of gender. In the past, societal norms dictated that men should be strong, unemotional and dominant, while women were expected to be nurturing, submissive and devoted to family life. However, these traditional views have begun to shift, and we are now witnessing a radical transformation in how society perceives and understands gender. We are starting to see a breakdown of these traditional gender norms. The rigid definitions of what it means to be a man or a woman are being challenged and deconstructed. This shift is not just about accepting different gender expressions, but also about redefining what it means to be masculine or feminine. This change is not happening in isolation. It is a reflection of the larger societal changes that are taking place. More people are questioning and challenging the status quo, leading to a more inclusive society. This acceptance of different gender expressions is not only liberating for individuals who do not fit into the traditional gender boxes, but it also allows us all to explore and express our own unique identities without fear of judgment or ridicule. This shift in gender norms is not just about changing our perceptions of masculinity and femininity. It is about creating a society where everyone is free to be who they truly are, without the constraints of rigid gender norms. It is about embracing diversity and celebrating the uniqueness of each individual. This change is not without its challenges. There are still many who cling to the old ways, who resist this shift in gender norms, but the tide is turning and the momentum for change is growing stronger every day. Change is indeed in the air, but what does it all boil down to? It boils down to the basic human right to be ourselves, to express our true identities without fear or shame. It is about creating a world where everyone is free to be who they truly are. So, what have we uncovered in our exploration of gender norms? We've journeyed through time, understanding how society has painted masculinity and femininity with broad, limiting strokes. We've delved into the traditional views of masculinity, strength, stoicism, dominance, and how these norms can sometimes lead to emotional suppression and aggressive behavior. We've also explored how femininity has been historically associated with nurturing, passivity and beauty, potentially leading to self-esteem issues and a lack of ambition. These narrow views of gender have been ingrained in us for generations, but they are not the full picture. They're merely societal constructs, and they have often caused more harm than good. We've also seen how these traditional norms are slowly but surely being challenged and redefined. There's a shift happening, a transition, a breaking down of old stereotypes. We're moving towards a society where it's perfectly fine for a man to show vulnerability, to express his emotions openly. It's becoming acceptable for a woman to be ambitious, assertive, independent. But this shift is not just about men becoming more like women or vice versa. It's about everyone having the freedom to express their individuality, to be who they truly are, without the fear of rejection or ridicule. It's about understanding that gender is not binary, not just black and white, but a spectrum of colors. It's about acknowledging that there are as many ways to be a man or a woman as there are people in the world. It's about creating a society where everyone feels comfortable in their own skin, where everyone is respected and valued for their unique contribution, regardless of their gender identity. In conclusion, it's important to realize that these traditional gender norms are not set in stone. We have the power to change them, to redefine them, to make them more inclusive and accepting. It's time to break free from the shackles of traditional gender norms and celebrate the rich tapestry of human expression. After all, aren't we all just trying to be our authentic selves? Hello everyone, we need your support. If this video has resonated with you, if it's made you think, question, or even challenge your own views on gender norms, then we ask you to give it a thumbs up. Your likes help us reach more people, spreading awareness and encouraging more open conversations about these important issues. But don't stop there. Share this video with your friends, your family, your colleagues. The more people we can reach, the more minds we can open, the more change we can bring about. And if you want to stay updated on our future content, if you want to continue this journey of discovery with us, then please subscribe to our channel. Your subscription not only shows your support for our work, but it also helps us grow and reach a wider audience. We believe that together we can make a difference. We can challenge the status quo. We can redefine gender norms. We can create a more inclusive, accepting and understanding society, but we need your help to do it. So share, subscribe, and join us in this movement. Remember, your support means the world to us and will help us reach a wider audience. Thank you.